Ladies and gentlemen, partners, family, friends, colleagues from all over Europe, welcome today, 14th of October 2021. And after several years of preparation, 18 months of construction, building, finding challenges in the whole process, we finally came to the point, to the day today that we're going to present to you guys the PFM Ambition Center on Wheels, which is our PFM data knowledge center, basically, for the PFM as a whole group. PFM stands for People Flow Management, and our core competences over the last 35, almost 40 years already, is about retail analytics. It's about how to find the KPI, the level of insight you would like to know to get your retail-driven organization to the next step, to the next level of insight, where you have a combination of data, the combination of your own data, our data, Foodful data, combinations which you would like to know and which you would like to have to make sure that your location, your venue comes to the next level for your clients, for your potential clients, that everybody feels aware and everybody has the level of comfort you are looking for to find for your clients. It's been a very intense project, and over the last 18 months we have prepared the Ambition on Wheels. And it came from a brainstorm, a marketing brainstorm session, somewhere in 2014, 2015-ish, roughly, where we had the idea that our technology, the sensors we have, everything we can do and we can measure and monitor online, on premises, for your location, should be presented and demonstrated at the highest potential level, at the highest potential way, where we have the demonstrations of all technologies available up on a click of a mouse, as well as the privacy regulations, which we can then explain in detail what is allowed, what is not allowed, how can you combine data sets. Now that whole storytelling, the whole philosophy, how to get the PFM business across Europe a way up, that is actually the result of the last 2 years, which we're going to present to you guys today. We came from a long way, 2014, 15-ish. This concept was inspired by a marketing brainstorm session. The years before, we have worked on the foundation of PFM to make sure that all the data, all the level of data and the level of insights were being scalable on the IT sector, on the platforms we provide for you guys to make sure you have the proper insight at any given moment in time. And there's been a lot of work done before this actually was feasible, because we initially wanted to have, of course, the demonstration center, but you need to be sure that the foundation, fix the foundation first principle, is also in the same pace to make sure that this concept, which we're going to present to you guys today, then comes and follows in the same pace. And I have to say that the first results, the first conversations we have done in Holland mostly, because in the end, the project was finished the second week of September this year, while the production and the construction started end of 2019. So it's been a hell of a job to get everything ready, more than 18 months, but today is finally the day. And in the last 3-4 weeks, we have done some sessions. We have done some sessions here in Amsterdam, in the southern part of Holland, where we had first clients, discussions and presentations, and they were all blown away positively. So it's, it gives a very good atmosphere while talking, of course, with the scenery outside here at Amsterdam, or wherever you are in Holland. There's no need for us to have a normal boardroom. We have our boardroom, our presentation room, ready for you to come to your location. So after today, we hope, of course, sincerely, that maybe one day we can come to your premises, to your office, or the region where you're active, to make sure that we're going to teach you everything you need to know about people flow management. That is our ambition, and that is my personal passion. And in the end, of course, it's a combination, what you're going to see today, of vision, of passion, and of course, ambition. It's all combined here in the PFM Roadshow. So that is the storytelling for today. Ladies and gentlemen, after 18 months of building, years and years of preparation, sacrifices we have done in the company, myself mostly as well, in the last 18 months, now, the 14th of October 2021, we proudly present to you guys the PFM Ambition on Wheels, the PFM Data Center. Yes. come to life as much as we can. First, about the truck. The truck, of course, is required to make sure you get the container from A to B. In the end, it is about the unit. It's about the container, which is here on the back of the truck, which is the boardroom, which is the meeting room where all technologies are being presented. That is where it's all about. But I couldn't find a way, I couldn't find a route, an economical route, to make sure that container comes from A to B in a way where it's also, let's say, the amount of money is also worth the investment. So I wasn't able to find a default, a standardized roadshow concept. So I needed to get one step up. And I said, well, if the only option is that I'm going to do it myself, then that is the route. So instead of doing the transportation by a third party, I've chosen then to lease our own truck. And the truck is, of course, now ready. The container is ready, but it is about the full concept. And the container is where all technology, all innovations, all sensoring comes to life. And we have chosen to make a combination of actual data, the real-time measurements on site, visualize them directly in the container. Now, and as a result, what we've needed to do so as such is that we have a mobile billboard, a mobile trotter, which is the billboard here behind me. And we have created of one of those billboards. These are around the whole of Europe. You can see them at various retailers, various shopping centers, fast food chains, a lot of car dealers. And these sensors are, of course, outside mobile billboarding. And what we have done is we created one where we combined the sensoring, the technology, in one of those billboards. So you can see on the front side as well as on the back side, all sorts of cameras, all sorts of technology are implemented. Cameras, sensors, laser, radar, whatever, everything is available within our market. Within our market is being put in this mobile billboard. And the data, which is then being captured from the environment, so the movements, whether it's cars, people, flow, bicycles, it doesn't really matter. It's all being captured and then directly streamed into the container. So the screens, the data, the 5G, everything is self-connected, everything is IoT-driven. So all data is being sent via internet straight away for demonstration and mixing purposes within the container. So there's no more question what is able for our premises, what can you guys deliver in terms of sensoring, what is the best way. We can just prove it, we can show it. And there's no more storytelling to do. The only thing we need to do is present and then select with you guys then the proper technology. So the combination of data, real time, and visualize in the same way on screen is how we see the world of PFM, the planet PFM. And that is actually what we're about to enter. For the fact I am driving the whole truck myself, I needed to have my driver's license. I needed to have all sorts of additional courses to make sure you can handle everything in the proper way, but also to become a bit more mobile once I'm traveling through, I don't know, Europe, for instance. The combination of the billboard was required, so we needed a crane. So the crane is also installed on the truck. And for the crane, then, to carry the billboard, you need a trailer. So a little trailer on the back of this, I would say, quite extensive truck was also required. And to make myself a bit more mobile, I have also my a smaller personal car with me, which then can allow me to be a bit more mobile once I'm in whatever country. So to have your own mobility as well. So that is the total concept, the whole truck, the trailer altogether. It's almost 19 meters of length. And a lot of innovations are being done, not only in the container, but also in the truck and also in the whole building of the trailer and the truck itself. So it's been an extensive journey. We are going to enter the Planet PFM container now. And this is where it all comes together. So the unit we are in now is a hydraulic unit, and the floors, the walls can be slided in and outward. So when I'm driving, of course, it's not as wide as we are currently seeing now for the demonstration. But the floor and the walls are all sliding up, and then it all slides in. We have our demonstration computers, of course, installed. Here is the meeting room. We can higher it and lower it if we want. So we also have board management meeting sessions. We have, of course, chairs around this table to make sure that all the data and all the technology, all the storytelling we can do, all the education we can bring over the table, literally, to make sure your level of insight is growing, yeah, we can make it as comfortable as we want. To show you a little bit of the insight we have on this area, this is what we call the technical heart. Everything which is required to do the IoT, the sensoring, the technology, is being installed and is installed in this server room. And it all communicates with all the installations and all the sensors we have on a global scale. So if we want, we are also able to do service and support from this unit. Now, once the data is being captured from the trotter, everything what we can do and we can monitor and measure, it's being sent over via internet, via the server, to the screens. And the whole idea behind the PFM Experience Center is that whatever technology out there, whatever technology we believe could add value for your organization is installed in this unit. Whether it's allowed by GDPR, by privacy, for us at this point, in this unit, doesn't really matter. We always want to show you everything, even when it's not allowed by the privacy. This is the way how we combine innovations and how we combine the vision in technology and privacy. So the whole conversation, the full circle from data, insights, knowledge, actions, and then of course an overlay of privacy is being handled from this experience center. Here on this screen, so for instance here we have tracking, multiple people in the room. We can actually show you. We have cameras here on the ceiling. We have cameras on the wall. There are cameras on the screens. There's a gender analysis, of course, being done while you come in. There's no more limit, actually, in what we can actually measure and what we can actually do. But the only question is, what sort of data set, what sort of insight does bring my organization or my department or my asset to the next level? How can PFM, how can you guys, how can we contribute to your insight so that everything comes in the same pace as you would like from an operational or strategical insight? Because in the end, the data we provide doesn't help you only on the operational part. It also helps you on the strategical part, long-term data sets. And we believe by the fact that we have accurate data, reliable, and the very most important, consistent. The consistency of data is what brings us from 40 years ago up to the day where we are today. And going forward, we are actually very much interested in, of course, expanding the PFM more on a European scale. And we believe by having accurate data consistently and reliable, those three are the main, whatever we do, are the main core focuses. So once we've got that covered, we can, of course, mix in different data sets. We can add data sets. We can combine data sets like financial insights or maybe origin or destination analysis. Of course, the amount of tickets, the turnover per postal code, there's no more limit. We can literally stack data to a degree this time of year, where the next level of insight is being then all in the sun. It's there, but it's about us, technology-wise, it's about us having the proper tools to make sure that all the assets and all the details within our industry are coming over across well, and that is our job. And then we find mutually, together, we find the details. And then we come to the point where we say, well, this is actually, then if you combine it in such a way, it is about connecting the dots. It's about finding what works, finding out how it works. And if you find that dot, and if you find that little thing which works for you, then you will see and you will start noticing that it works for your whole organization. And everybody around you will live by the same principle. So that is what we do, and that is how we do it. And the combination of here, the data sets, the knowledge we have on the privacy, there's no more sort of limit, we would like to say. And the combination, of course, between having a mobile experience center, it is going to be used for exhibitions, software trainings, we're going to do knowledge sessions, and of course, we're going to meet new clients across Europe. And we have the proper tools, everything with us to make sure that the whole storytelling then becomes available. I can talk for probably hours, but that is not the idea. We are now on a live session, and if you have any questions, if there are things you would like to know, or if there are any sort of details you want me to present, there's also the way to ask questions via the chat box. So if you have any, just send them in, and I will see if there are any of those questions coming in, because that is, of course, I think we have. Yeah, there's the one. What were your greatest motivation and what inspires you? Well, what inspires me, and maybe it's the inspiration of the total journey. And maybe if you say to the outside world that as a company you're being innovative, and you would like to be the highest if it comes to innovations or data mixtures or understanding actually what you guys are selling, my sort of motivation is that to make that storytelling a reality. And how can you do that? And I think this was for us, for me, the route to do such a thing. And of course, this demonstration room, the whole concept, the whole total concept, the package itself, it's not only a demonstration, but it's a combination of vision, ambition, and passion. And that is in the end, of course, what you do need. Because I think if you don't have the passion for, I don't know, for big machinery or cranes and that sort of stuff, you will not come to the point that this is a, let's say, workable solution. Because this does require quite a bit from anyone who would like to do it in such a way. Now, what does PFM stand for? Comes back again. So yeah, I already mentioned it just briefly. It is a short description of people flow management, and it's about the insights we deliver, and it's about how people flow management, of course, in a broader way of saying, can help organizations to make environments better, safer, but also maybe more beautiful. So there's a lot to be done, but that's where PFM stands for. There comes another one I'm seeing over here. Was it difficult to get this concept off the ground during the Corona crisis? Yes, no doubt about it. And it's not only the truck, but this was, the truck was being delivered in December 2019. That was the moment where the Mercedes truck was delivered to the Van Mossel dealer in Bergshoek. That was December 2019. In January, February, the first works were started with the cabin, with the extensions, with everything which needed to be done. And then the Corona crisis came in. And other than only the Corona crisis, we were talking with our English partners and people to have a refinancing of the PFM group. We were about to have a closing on the next sort of level of cooperation to get the PFM as a total organization way up, a new level of combination with Cortech. And that is on that same moment, the same month in March, overnight, it was frozen. So the financing didn't come through. There was a lot of challenges we had with, of course, all sorts of lawyers and legal parties we were advising in the cases. So in March 2020, it was a huge challenge. And not only the truck, because we had a delay in all sorts of parts and the cranes wasn't delivered, but it was also on the whole PFM group. So there was on one hand a very strong ambition. There was on the other side, there was a huge amount of challenges on the financial part of the company. Plus, most of the projects and most of the clients we had, of course, said, well, we're going to wait for a couple of months. We're going to postpone everything. So, yeah, that adding up all together was, well, normally I sleep quite well. But yeah, I had some nights where it could be a little better. However, during the summer, of course, everything came back to not normal, but it became better. The truck was going in, progressing in the proper piece. And early this year, early 2019, we set the new management team with the people, with the guys from Cortech for the PFM Foundation, really to the next level. So that also we hit the ground running in January, February. So ever since, of course, we're doing very well. So, but it was a huge challenge, absolutely, no doubt about it. We have challenges. If the results are disappointing, how do you solve this? Yeah, well, first of all, what are the results? And the way we're going to use this experience center is not only to tell you guys that we have sensors, which we can, of course, install, whatever. But it's about exhibitions, fairs and exhibitions in Europe. It's about software trainings and demonstrations we do. It's about the acquisitions we've done also in the company expansion on the European scale. So we have multiple ways how this innovation center is driving the business forward as a whole. It's not only one driver to have a demo, but it's a full concept. And of course, the truck itself, last week or the week before, we used it also as a boardroom with financial investors. So there's a lot to be done. And if you look at it from outside in, instead of only from, wow, this truck is huge and it's probably a lot of money, true, it's all true. But if you look at it from a 10-year period, and then if you recalculate down to the last 10 years, what's been spent on exhibitions, on fairs, on all sorts of things you've done on marketing, and we look at the coming 10 years, that is how we believe this is definitely driving the business forward, literally. So yeah, if the results are disappointing, I don't believe it's disappointing. The first session we've done already, you know, it was mind-blowing. So that's my vision. And you need to have, I think, vision, passion, and ambition. Of course, a bit of passion in your belly, otherwise it will be disappointing. That's one thing which is, I think, for sure. I'm very curious to know if your dream has come true now and about your first experiences with the roadshow you have planned. Well, my dream is not to become full-time truck driver, with all the respect. My dream is to have a company which is allowed to serve the same level of insights, the same level of service, maybe the same level of the total customer journey, what we've done in Holland and what we are now also doing, and what we're doing already in the UK. Clients are really happy with how we drive our business forward and how we help them to drive their business forward. And my dream then becomes, okay, how can we expand the PFM group as a total, maybe in the top 3 or the top 5 on the European side of things, while we now are quite strong, predominantly in Holland and in the UK, but we don't have any representative offices yet. We don't have any actual sales organization in Germany or in France or maybe Spain or Italy. So how can we then get the PFM to the next level? There is actually where my, if you like to call it as a dream, is my sort of ambition. And that is, I believe, where we would like to be, where we are today. And how can we get there? Well, literally, we drive to the same place. No, but it's a combination. So my dream, indeed, is a combination. And in the end now, of course, my role, my job, might be able to switch, might be able to change. Whereas PFM was historically a company of 30, 40 people. And today we are close to 85 already. So it is definitely growing. And maybe it's not my role for the next 10 years to become or to stay the owner of the CEO as I'm today. But maybe my ambition is by far more in actively storytelling, showing demonstration, having a real-time data conversations with all sorts of people, parties and companies who would like to know more about the people flow management, the stuff we do. And that is maybe a bit more my passion on the European side of things. So yeah, I will come to you someday. I'm not sure where you are, but it's Italy, Germany, France or Spain. We can go across borders. What else do we have? Why did you choose a truck? Yeah, well, I think this is quite simple. The container itself is a 20-foot container. And of course, the truck itself is it's something you need to have transport for the truck. But in the end, it's not about the truck itself. It's about the full concept. So yeah, why I chose for a truck to have the truck as a combination in the whole concept, there was no other way. We couldn't put it on a trailer behind my normal car. So it was quite obviously that we do need a truck. So for that reason, I've went to a truck. Another question, if the future changes, would you like to have different combinations, so different roadshows from country to country perhaps? What if you think this is a success? Well, first, of course, I think let's start first with one. However, if the PFM group is then expanding rapidly and it does work as a sales marketing tool, by far more than we have expected. Of course, this can be replicated. This can be done one more. That can be done in a longer version. There are all sorts of options. But first and foremost, we need to have traction, literally, with this unit to see how it goes. And of course, I do believe that it will add a lot of value to the PFM as a group. But let me first prove you guys that a couple of months or years, and then see how it goes, and if more trucks are available. I can't split myself, unfortunately, so we'll probably then, by that time, need different suited truck drivers. So, but let's see what the future brings. Now that the concept finally is here, what is going to happen with your suited truck driver account? Yeah, for the people who don't know the suited truck driver as a YouTube account, I've chosen 2 years ago to put the whole process, literally from my day one, which was my driver's license, all the way to today, where the concept is ready, and all the preparations, and all the challenges, and all the obstacles we faced along the way. I've put them in a YouTube channel where I built every 2-3 weeks a video, an update by video, to see how the progress went. Now, the channel itself went from 0 to 21,000 something subscribers today, with multiple million of views from more than 100 countries. People have followed this whole process. So yeah, it's definitely a very interesting medium, and a lot of attention has been brought. But I will continue to get to the truck driver in the YouTube channel, maybe to 100,000 subscribers. Why not? We can still have proper updates on the truck. The truck, like software, probably ain't ready. This truck will, of course, go through Europe. So I will make videos and short video updates on the adventures we are about to plan going forward. So it ain't over, and it will continue, for sure. Yeah, I think those are the questions. What is the last question? The billboard. Why do you use a billboard? And I think I mentioned already is that the proof is in the eating of the pudding. So the billboard, the sensoring, what you need to have outside as a monitoring and a measuring system is actually sensors, is all sorts of technology. And then you would like to have that installed on a post, or would you like to install it on whatever you have, but it needs to, of course, be solid. If you have a wind which is above 5, 6, above 4, the thing needs to be standing up still, so that was a bit of a challenge as well. And the Trotter is a very professional billboard, market leader in their territory, and we rebuilt one to an IoT platform, an IoT sensor, where all the technologies is implemented in the Trotter. The Trotter itself weighs around 2,000 kilo, so hence the reason why the crane, of course, is, it's not a very large crane, but you do need to have a crane to get the Trotter from the trailer to any environment. So if we have a demonstration, inner city, shopping center, wherever, I can use the Trotter, put it on your front entrance, maybe the most busy entrance you have, and from there we capture all the movements and we send it directly to screens. We send it directly over here to the screens, like you've seen here. So here you can literally see myself walking together with the camera guy, and that is how it then works. So the Trotter itself is, of course, a rock-solid solution to funnel and to fuel the ambition of real-time sensoring. That's why we've chosen for a billboard. Yeah, there are no more questions coming in, as I can see. So, yeah, of course, what you guys shown and what I've seen, what you can see probably now from the online session, maybe is not half the impression which you might be able to get once this thing literally drives onto your premises. And we would like, of course, throughout the next months, the next years, we definitely would like to come to your location, whether it's a head office, whether it's a shopping center, maybe it's an inner city, maybe it's a transportation hub like a station or an airport. We would like to come to you, to visit you, and to help and to support you guys on the customer journey in terms of how to translate movements into data, and how can the data then enrich your organization as a total. And it's not only on the strategic or the operational points, but it's a combination. But that is our ambition. That is our goal, to visit you someday in the not too distant future. That is the Experience Center on Wheels, then ready to go. So I hope you guys were able to have a bit of an impression what we've done throughout the last 18 months, why we've come to this idea, and how this is going to work for us, but mostly also for you guys. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out. And of course, if you'd like to have a demonstration on site, if you'd like to have a demonstration on your premises, or you would like to know more about privacy, regulations, sensoring, technology, mixing in of data, how can we help, how can we support? I suggest that you reach out to us by the use of this website we're going to present to you. You can, of course, after today, everybody can ask for a demonstration session. Doesn't really matter where, of course, we will figure it out how to do it logistically. But this was it for now. This was it for today. I hope you have a very good impression, and I hope to see you very soon on your location and on your premises, or maybe you're in the city. I'm going to repeat myself, but I really would like to look forward and to meet you guys for real with our BFM Ambition Center on Wheels. Thank you for now.